Okay.
Okay, it says it's recording.
Yep. So go ahead and let's see. I need to make you the host, and let's see if it.
Okay. Share.
All right.
Okay.
You have mission control.
All right. So let me get this out of the way here so I can see. And it's almost time to start. I saw a note that Scott will not be here. Beverly's here. Hi, Beverly.
Hello.
Do we have visitors tonight? So we have a phone number that I don't recognize a name.
Hello, this is Tony Smith.
Hello.
Hi, I'm a new member for joining the meeting for the first time this year.
Hi, Tony. Welcome.
Welcome, Tony. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. So I'm on the computer with the Zoom, but I'm using my phone for connection for audio. Don't have a webcam at this time.
Okay. So I thought I saw Tony Smith, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony Smith, that's me.
Yeah, he's connected twice.
Okay.
Once
Got
on the
it.
computer and once with his phone.
Okay, got it. That's what I was wondering. So you're the only, are you, is there anyone else new or visiting? Okay, it's 6:31, so I'm going to call the meeting to order. Welcome everybody to January's monthly meeting. Before we get started, I have a slide here that has all of our sponsors on it and supporters. Some of them are sponsors. The Digital Pro Lab and FinerWorks are our sponsors. And I think the most of these others are people that support us, or we're engaged in one way or another supporting each other. All right, so before we get too far into this, just to introduce the new board members for 2021. Tonight's the first meeting with the new board. I'm the president. Victor Watson, who was the president last year, is now the vice president. Beverly Cobb is our secretary. Sharon Deeney is our treasurer, and she was our treasurer last year as well. Our media director is Holly Thompson, and we have two new directors, Scott Stephen and Albert, I'm going to butcher your name, Villarreal, maybe?
Close enough.
Okay, I need some lessons. Beverly is also new this year too as well. So welcome everybody. We have several places that we use for social media. One of them is we have a website, which is where you will find all of our information for meetings, minutes, themes for the year, the galleries for each month, the bylaws, the officers, all of that information can be found there. We also have a Facebook page, a meetup page. Most of the meetings are posted there as well. And a YouTube channel, which is where our meeting videos will be posted after the fact. The first item on our agenda tonight is approval of the minutes. And how that works is everyone is supposed to go out to our webpage and read the minutes before this meeting. So can someone, I need a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes.
And a second,
Second.
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Sounds like we have approval. Next is the Treasury report. Sharon, you are up. Are you muted?
I think she's muted. Let me go make sure. Sharon, you're muted.
Different.
Okay, you're unmute. Unmute. Well, you were.
There,
Go.
okay. So our balance on December 1st was $1,956.63. We had membership totals for the month of January were December, I'm sorry, $315.20, which left $2,271.83 in our account, also counting the interest of 20 cents. So that's our final total as of the end of January. I have since deposited another $295 of membership. And I have $15 sitting in the Venmo account that I'll be transferring any day now. I'm waiting to see if I get any more in the Venmo account. So that's it, if anybody has questions.
Okay. I don't have any questions. Does anybody else have questions?
No.
Okay. Next, we're going to move into our club business. The first thing that we need to do is just a reminder for anyone who has not already paid your dues for 2021. This is just a reminder that they are now due. The dues for this year, our students are $15 for the year, individuals are $30, and family is $50. You get a discount of 50% if you are a PSA member and provide your PSA number when you're paying your dues. And this is the information, how to send it in to Sharon, either by mail or by Venmo. All right, PSA member information or the competition results. Dennis, we had some ribbons coming in that we're about to show. So I'm going to turn it over to you for a little bit.
Okay. Well, the second round of the inter-club competition is in progress right now. We have to have our photos to PSA by the 15th of February. And we will have a selection committee that will be getting together sometime before the 1st of January. We don't have a date yet. And Melissa, do we have a third member yet?
Scott said he would do it if we didn't get anyone else, and I did not see anyone else. Did you see anyone
Okay.
else, Holly, in our email?
No, just what I forwarded to you, which I believe was Scott.
Scott's the only
Okay.
one, so he said he would do it.
Okay, so the selection committee will be Victor, myself, and Scott then. So far, I have received new photos from 4 different people. And if somebody else wants to send photos in, they need to do it like tomorrow morning. So, but if I can get them before the selection committee, then they'll go before the selection committee. The selection committee has to pick 6 of those photos to send to PSA. Besides the new photos, we will look at last time's photos that didn't get selected. Plus, we will look at other photos from the club, preferably all of those photos that we sent in to see a PSA for critiques and got 9s. That's all I have for right now, unless anybody has any questions.
Hey, Dennis, Melissa, if at the end of the meeting, if the 2 of y'all could just stay on for a couple of minutes so we can talk about the interclub competition.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We also received, Dennis received these honorable mention ribbons. And so we're showing them tonight for the 2 people from, was it November? The November interclub. Those
Yeah.
will be mailed out, I guess, right, Dennis?
Yep.
And then these were the folks who were in, that the selection committee sent in last time. And this is, I guess, how they were scored along with their photographs.
Right.
All right, we already talked about what's next. So we're going to move on to the logo contest, and I'm turning it over to you, Victor.
Okay, for the logo contest, we only had 2 members submit entries to the logo contest. And there was a total, out of the 2 members that submitted entries, there was a total of 6 logos. And those logos were presented to the board. And while the board felt like the logos, they didn't feel that the logos met the intent of what we were trying to bring to the table, with a little more of New Braunfels heritage included in our logo. So the board has agreed to reach out and have a logo made professionally for the 2021 year, since this is our 10th anniversary year. Okay. But the 2 people that did submit logos for consideration, they both will be getting a gift card from Digital Pro Lab for our 16 by 20 Pro Luster print. Okay. So those will be going out. Okay. All right. That's all I have on that, Melissa.
Okay, you're still up for the 2020 recognition.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, for those that have been in the club since last year, you're aware that we developed a member recognition program. And if you want to see what it's about, you can go to our Facebook page, and in the file section, you can see the PDF that says Member Recognition Program Effective 2020. Okay. And in that, we have Photographer of the Year, Image of the Year, President's Service Award, and Member of the Year. And Melissa, which one do you have up first in the slides?
Let without me switching over there and giving it away, let me look at the text I sent you earlier today. Just
Oh,
one-
okay.
First one, the order is Image of the Year.
Okay. So for Image of the Year, the Image of the Year award is chosen from the 12 monthly winning assignment photos over the current year by popular vote from the membership. So the membership votes on the 12 winning monthly assignment photos. So the membership is the one that picks this winner. And what this winner gets is they'll be getting a gift card from Final Works for $100, okay, toward any Final Works product. They'll be getting their membership for this year free, okay? So if they've already paid, Sharon will reimburse the membership. Let's see, and the winning image will be loaded to our main website page so everyone can see it for the remainder of the year. And Melissa, you want to unveil the winner? Holly is the winner with her photo. She is not broken. Congratulations, Holly.
Thank you guys. very much.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Nice job,
Congratulations, Holly. And the next one's the Photographer of the Year.
Okay, Photographer of the Year, we just found out who that was on Saturday. What we had to do was, for Photographer of the Year, the way that was determined was the highest number of winning selections from the monthly digital competitions, print competitions, PSA digital competitions, and exhibitions at the end of the year. And it came down to, we had a tie between two photographers. So what we did was we sent the photos, the winning photos and the images that had been critiqued at a 9 of the two photographers over the course of the year. And we sent all those images in to PSA to be judged and ranked. And the person that came out on top is Scott. Okay, so Scott's not here tonight, but Scott will be getting a Final Works gift card for $100, and his membership free this year if Sharon has received it already. If not, then he won't need to pay. Holly, you're going to post all this up on the Facebook and page tonight or in the morning and send the congrats out and everything? Good
Sure
deal. Okay, good. What's up next, Melissa?
The Member of the Year.
Ooh, okay. Well, all right, Member of the Year. Member of the Year, we actually have co-members of the year.
Oh, wait a minute. That's the President's Award, isn't it? The co
mm,
was just one person, I thought.
oh yeah,
Let me
you're
send
right.
you a message.
You're right.
Yeah?
No, my notes are backwards. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So we're doing the President's Service Award next.
Yes, the president. No, the Member of the Year.
Oh, Member of the Year's next. Okay,
Mhm.
Member of the Year. That selected at okay, the underlying concept of Member of the Year is to select a member from the club who has contributed his and her time and effort to the success of the New Braunfels Photographic Society over a year or more. It can be someone that has served in several board positions. Hey, hang on for a second. Melissa and I need to talk
Okay.
before I announce this.
How do I get to Wait, find that. I was gonna send you a separate chat. Hang on a minute, but I can't find it.
You open up participants. Well, no, you have a chat.
Oh, okay, you gotta
a
go
chat-
there.
No, you have a chat window.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I don't see a chat window. Maybe it's still, because all that stuff ended up on the top of my screen, but I don't see a chat. Okay, hold on. Let me mute
That's,
myself.
it's at the bottom.
Okay, hold on for a second and let me mute myself. As soon as I find it.
Oh,
Beverly's minutes show that. No.
Hey, everybody.
Victor and Melissa, I just messaged Victor what we talked about in our board for the board notes, if that's helpful.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is. Okay.
Okay.
We have a mix up in the slides. So when the slides come up, I believe, I haven't seen the slide yet, but I believe it's, the names are reversed. Okay. So what I'm going to read to you is who the winners are per the board meeting that we had last Wednesday. Okay. Melissa, which slide is next? President or member?
Well, I have it as member of the year, but you can switch it around and I just won't show them until we're done and I'll fix it after the meeting before we post or, in the midst.
Okay. All right. So the President's Service Award is selected at the sole discretion of the president from a group of members nominated by any member. Okay. And if you remember last month, I told everyone if you had someone you wanted to nominate to email Holly and nominate them so we could consider them at the board meeting. Holly did not receive any nominations, but at the board meeting, she did nominate Dennis. Okay. And Dennis is the one that I had planned to nominate as well, because Dennis has worked really hard. It's his guidance and leadership that has helped this club navigate the PSA waters into monthly critiques and competitions and the inter-club competition. And we had a real good showing in the first inter-club competition. And that takes a lot of work, his spare time and all of that. So Dennis was our nominee for the President's Service Award for 2020. And Dennis will be getting a $100 gift card from Final Works. And his membership is free for 2020. And Sharon, you can just give him his money back.
I'll think about it.
Okay. And then
Congratulations, Dennis.
Thank you.
okay.
Well done.
And then our member of the year, okay, is, like I was saying earlier, is we have co-members, okay? When we started the transition and Dennis was starting to pass things to Beverly for that transition, I asked if I could get my hands on the minutes from the entire, as long as he had all of that recorded history, because this is our 10th anniversary year. So I wanted to go into the minutes, look for historical things that we could use moving forward to celebrate this year. And one of the things I found was, while we have two people that originally started the club back in 2011, there are two people that are currently in the club that have been in the club almost from the beginning. The written minutes only go back to 2013. And then the only way I could confirm that there was actually a club beyond that was I found bylaws dated 2011. Okay. But what I found reading through all those minutes was that there was two people that, in my opinion, were the backbone of the club. Okay. And those two people are Homer and Sandy. Okay. Everything I read in those minutes with Homer and Sandy, them occupying board positions multiple times over the years. I think Sandy's been a secretary for 2 years, director for 2 years. Gosh, I can't tell you. But Homer's been president, vice president. And it really became clear to me that this club would not exist today if it wasn't for Homer and Sandy sustaining the path that they did. Okay. So it was my recommendation to the board that we have co-members of the year this year, Homer and Sandy. And along with that, the board unanimously agreed to bestow upon them lifetime membership. Okay. So effective 2021, Homer and Sandy's membership is free for life. And we owe them a great debt of gratitude for all the hard work they have put into the club.
Thank you.
Sadly, though, I only have one Final Works gift card that they will have to share.
Hard time.
No way.
Congratulations, guys. Sandy, I'll send you the code.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And Scott just signed back. He signed on. So congratulations, Scott.
Oh, does he even know?
Here.
It does now.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Homer and Sandy.
Good job, Scott.
Congratulations.
Sorry I'm late. My daughter had a fender bender. I had to deal with it.
Oh,
Oh, dear.
So I made it home sooner than I thought.
Is she okay?
Oh yeah, she's fine. She's 25 and had her first, little collision there. So yeah, she's fine. Everything's good.
he knows. Call Dad.
Right.
Okay. So let's see. This is supposed to be
Homer and Sandy.
word, huh? Yeah. Let me fix it real quick.
Well,
so I don't
at
forget.
my age, a lifetime membership is not a big commitment for the club.
Oh, there's that sense of humor.
it, Homer.
All right, it's fixed. Members of the year. There we go. All right, congratulations, everybody. Let's see, we're still here. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah, you just need to
Yeah.
go into a slideshow.
Okay, yeah. From the current. All right, Homer, you are up. I think this is kind of constitutes as new business because we've gotten through most all the old business.
Isn't that Daryl?
Yeah, that's Daryl. That's not me.
Oh, it's Daryl. Oh,
Yeah, you got the wrong person.
okay. Daryl.
Well, the heads are identical. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So
Sorry about that.
you're close enough.
How did I supposed to be 2 R's in there?
Yeah,
Yeah, you got it right. No problem.
Okay.
2 R's.
And anybody can see this, but I wanted to, in particular, to point out the open to all artists for the shows in February, half of March.
Oh,
The Anything Goes shows that opens, that has opened, is not open to all artists, just to members, which we do have a few of. And, but the February iconic New Braunfels, that should be an easy win for any of the photographers we have, any of them. So I encourage you all to enter that particular. If you need more information, I should have put my phone number or something, but you can go to the New Braunfels Art League webpage and find the entry information if you're not already familiar with it. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, Ralph, before we go into open discussion, do we have any information on volunteerism this year? I kind of feel like we might not, but I thought we should check.
No, there's nothing due to COVID.
Right. Okay, open discussion. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about?
Well, I do. Yeah, I'd like to bring to the membership's attention an offering I have here, which is a strobe flash gun. Let's see, you can see it very well here. Get up in my, there we go. It's a device that probably needs a little bit of work here, but it's being offered. It also has the rest of the connections here for it. And it's powered by, the make is a Keiko, and here is a 240 volt power device that goes with it. If anybody's interested, let me know. If you don't want that kind of strobe light or flash gun, here is a more portable one that I have available. So if anybody wants one of these, you're probably collecting the bulbs as I speak, but get it up here. There we go. Okay. Anybody, just let me know.
Okay. Anyone else?
Just on that kind of following Daryl's saying, I'm looking for another tripod. So if anybody has a decent one that they're looking to find another zip code for, reach out to me. Thanks.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, for December 2020, the black and white and the color photos were judged by PSA, and they are now out on our Facebook page. If you haven't seen them, you should go take a look. There was a scoring. So the scoring and the comments are out there beside each person's photographs. The lady who judged it this past month, her name was Holly Moore, and she actually resides in Georgetown, I believe. So kind of a local lady was our judge this time, which was kind of fun. This is just a screenshot from the beginning. All right, so now it's time to review this month's photographs. Our theme this month was something old. I'm going to switch over to, as soon as I find it, this. And we can start to look at photos. I pulled them in straight off of our Dropbox, and they were, they're in the order that they were in off of the Dropbox. Just so happens this one was mine. We'll give everybody a couple of minutes to talk about how they set up the shot or whatever you want to talk about. I am fully aware in this particular photo that I had some harsh shadows, and I really struggled with getting rid of that. I liked the way that the item showed up, and in order to get it to show up this way, I could not get rid of the shadows. This is an old Conservo canner, and my mother had one of these, and as I was growing up, we used it to can food in every year. Most people have the big round canners that holds like 7 jars. This thing holds 16 quart jars. There's 2 levels in it. The bottom of it holds water. The inside of it has 2 racks, like a kind of like an oven rack. And if it starts to run out of water, it whistles. And this little thing up here on the top, you take the whistle out and pour more water down a tube so that it doesn't crack the jars. And it doesn't burn up while you're, you know, overloading or drying out the water. So it's kind of an interesting thing, I thought. This was made in 1907. Did anybody have anything they wanted to say? Okay.
No, but thanks for the explanation, because I had no idea what that thing was.
Yeah, I had a feeling most people would not know what it was. If I were to ask somebody to guess, I think most people say, well, it's kind of like a refrigerator. Or
That's what I thought.
not even close. All right, so this one is Ralph's.
Yeah, we were in Tennessee, and there was this antique car museum, and they had some extraordinary antiques there, and this was one of them. See, called the, I don't have the text with me right now, but it had a propeller to move it, obviously. Quite an interesting piece. Just an available light shot. Any questions?
How that
I think
actually worked?
It did after a fashion. I wouldn't want to use it today, but it was from 1937, if I recall. 1932, there it is, called a helicron. There it is.
Seems like the fan should be on the back. What do I know?
Hey, Ralph, was there any way for you to blur out the background, kind of make that vehicle stand out a little bit more?
I did a little bit, but I figured it was enough. You could get the idea.
It's difficult. It's very difficult to take pictures of cars in car museums because they have them all jammed up together oftentimes.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yep.
Even at outdoor car shows, I found that they park in a line.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard to get, or to get far enough away to get, the angle you want or something.
Right.
I think
Color on that is
though
beautiful.
the background is a little busy. I like the repetition of the circles of the bicycles hanging on the walls and the wheels and the colors of the other cars. It's a very vibrant photo.
Yes.
I
That's
like it.
kind of you. I didn't even notice that part.
And I enjoy the color. It's very
Yes.
good.
Yeah, they did a marvelous restoration job.
Ralph, is that rear steering on the car?
Yes, it is.
It's got,
Oh, wow.
They had it all worked out.
Yeah, I mean, there must be some interesting gearing there, but it must have been really a chore to drive.
I would think it'd be even difficult to drive because that propeller is kind of in your view, in your field of vision.
That's quite right.
It was a great summer car, though.
it would be a yellow blur when it was going round and round, I assume.
Right.
I don't see any machine gun mounts on it.
That was in the following year. Yeah, yeah, this
That was
did
up to
not
the
go-
passenger riding in the back there
Yeah,
to handle all that stuff.
yeah, this did not go very far or fast either.
Yeah, I bet. Okay, this one is Albert's.
Well, that one is downtown New Braunfels. Rontex Performing Arts Theater, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Performing Arts Theater. I've always enjoyed looking at it at night, so I picked that one as my entry since it was opened back in 1942. So I think it qualifies as an old subject. So I kind of cleaned it up. It's a composite of 3 different shots and different exposures, so I can get the sign in there and get everything else all lined up and sharp. Originally, I had some long exposures there where cars were going by and it had some streaks of lights and all that stuff, but I just felt this was more of a cleaner look. I got rid of the buildings that were on the right and some distractions on the left, so I kind of cropped it in. I know it's a little tight, but it's as clean as I could get it with not cutting everything off. Little dodge and burn here and there.
Pretty nice job.
Yeah, color is great. Lighting. Starburst.
Yeah, the sky is a little dark though. Just joking.
Well, actually, if you see the full res, it really pops because I added stars and all that stuff. I put a little work into it because it was really dark, and it has a dark shade of blue going into black, and it's kind of hard to see here on the Zoom meeting.
Well, it stands out better this way.
That's all I got.
Okay. This one is Jeff Newman.
Pearl.
Yeah, it's actually, well, yes, it's the Emma. That building was actually built in 1894. I shot this this is actually near sunset. And I also shot it during the day to see how it would look. In the evening, actually, there's uplights on a lot of the parapets and stuff like that kind of added a nice highlight to this. So I looked at it both ways, ran it through black and white, and then I took it or converted it to black and white or monochrome. But then I ran it through Nick Collection color effects to get the aging on the look on the print. And I took off, obviously, Hotel Emma. I didn't want it to be too obvious what it was. But anybody who knows that knows it pretty well. That's all I got.
I like the aging effect. That's very nice.
Yeah, it makes it look like an old photograph. It's kind of neat.
Which, I mean, that was ultimately where I was trying to go with that.
Job.
This one is Beverly's.
Yeah, this is actually, it's it's a butter mold that my grandmother had, that she would, after she churned the butter, she would mold it. And it's been around for a while, but I was trying to find something in the house that was old. that and so it was something that I saw on a shelf, so I took a picture of it. I put it, actually it's laying on a shawl that I have to give it, because it seemed like everything I put it against, it was, because of the color of it, was not looking well. So I decided kind of a dark background would work better. So, and
Great.
yeah.
Well,
It's been
it
around.
almost looks
It's got
like
a
it
couple
picks.
cracks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's detail though. I love that.
It looks like it's picking up the dark color of the shawl in some of the crevices of that design.
Yeah, it is, because really the mold itself is a fairly light color of just, there really isn't much different. It's kind of a monotone, kind of a beige, the whole thing. So there really wasn't much color on it. So yeah, it did pick up quite a bit of the red from the shawl.
It's a nice effect that way.
I like the simplicity of it. It's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife collects these.
Okay. This one is Sharon's.
I like Beverly was looking for something in the house that was old and found several things that came from one or the other, my grandmother's. The prayer book is a Czech prayer book because my grandmother was an immigrant, and told me late in her life that she still said her prayers in Czech. The watch was my other grandmother's, my Grandma Raven. Grandma Henschel, whose Bible that is the littler of the two girls. That's a first communion picture with her cousin who was getting confirmed. The lighting was difficult for me. I was doing this, of course, at the last minute. Holly knows me as being the person who's always last every week. So I was having trouble with the lighting because we have a lot of windows in this house, and I actually had to hold a diffuser up, one of those big round ones, to keep the light from making too many reflections on all the shiny surfaces that were there. So that's it.
You did.
Very
you did
nice.
good
I
job.
like it. The colors are nice and soft to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was kind of fun to. I had one picture of my other grandmother that I was going to include, but the finishing on her picture somehow must have involved mercury or silver or something, and you couldn't get rid of any light on it at all, made it shine at you silver-like, and so I couldn't take a picture of it. I don't know what the processing was. It would have been done in the early 1900s or late 1800s. So
Silver does that.
it must have been, well, that's what I was thinking. It must be a silver or mercury kind of processing. But, even out of the frame, I couldn't take the picture. The picture itself had that finish on it.
It's a really cool picture, but I might have been later than you this month.
I doubt it.
I struggled pretty hard this month. Okay.
Nice use of all of the curves and the lace effects through there, repeated over and over again. Really holds the what could have been a pretty wild and loose design. It really holds it together nicely.
Thank you.
And your light wasn't too bad because you also picked up the face of the watch and the back covering.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that. Afterwards, I noticed that.
Sometimes we have great accidents.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is Greg's.
I took that spur of the moment, walk around the family's farm. I was just following the light, and this had the best light in the morning. So hence I took a picture of it. So that's all I got.
Lovely textures. I love old metal.
It's cool. Okay. This is Frank's.
So this is a very old coin, and I went back and forth between wanting to show the whole coin and just a circle of it and trying to crop it as kind of like a profile headshot or something like that. So finally decided on here. I don't know, maybe the full circle would have been better, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think so. I like this.
Thank
Got
you.
more impact this way.
And you can see that obviously as such an old coin, it's right across the top there. It's worn out where it says Liberty. The coin's been around so much, but around the edges, it was still in pretty good shape.
Is it your coin?
Yes.
What kind of a macro is?
It was a Canon 60 millimeter. Yeah, 60 macro.
All right. Very
And
good.
just a bounce flash TTL.
Maybe the oldest thing we have in this group of photos too. I thought I had beat most of them, but this is older. Okay.
Okay.
This one is Holly's.
Yeah, so the story behind this, the photograph in the background is my mother's mother. And he carried that photograph of my grandmother with him during World War II. And I had several perspectives on this. And one was where they were both in focus, the figurine and the picture. But he carried this picture with him. And in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a hole in the photo where his backpack, where the photo resided during the war, was shot through. And actually there's a bullet hole in the photo. And he managed to bring that photo home with him from the war, as well as this little figurine from Japan for my grandmother. So they now belong to my mom. So my grandmother's no longer with us. And I just thought it was a really cool story how, you know, his wife's love kind of sustained him through World War II, and he was able to bring the photograph home and a little gift for her home. But I like this composition better than having them both in focus, because it felt like they were competing against each other for the subject. And I don't know, the little figurine is just so sweet and just kind of tells a story, I think, without the photo needing to be part of it. But it's really cool to see that little hole in the bottom of the photo.
I like the fact that she's out of focus, because it's sort of like she's no longer here, but yet in some sense she is, you know.
I hadn't even thought of that. I like that.
Sweet. That is a great concept, and it kind of almost looks like she's looking into what is now.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she's thinking about the picture of the person. It's really a good way to do it.
I noticed that my white balance was a little off after I got everything uploaded. I need to recalibrate my screen, so it is a little too yellow. But is the cropping okay? I kind of struggled with that too, and how much of the frame to crop, and should I have kept the whole frame? Because I kind of chopped through the edges of it. I wasn't sure if that was okay.
That doesn't bother me, but I wonder what the angel is standing on. Is there more to this, or you just put it on something?
No, it's just on a little vase. I just needed it up a little bit higher. So maybe I should have cropped it a little bit higher so you couldn't see below her. I'm not sure.
Doesn't drive on it.
Yeah, I think it might have more impact if you it came in from the left a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Went almost square, not quite square, but maybe like a 4x5 multiple, something like that.
Okay.
I think it would give the figurine a little bit more impact.
Okay, thanks for the suggestion.
Really pretty.
Thank you.
This one is Eric's.
Eric here.
Is Eric here? I don't think so.
I don't see his name on the list.
Okay.
I do like the picture though.
I do too.
Yeah, the colors are really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is Sandy's.
well, this is another grandmother story. Those are the shoes that I found after my mom passed away in her storeroom. I had never seen them before. And Audie Isabel was my grandmother, and she was born in 1885. And the little, I don't know if it's a vase or what you would call it, it's a little small glass thing, is dated 1905, so she would have been 20 then. I think I have been told that they gave away, or you could get those little types of little vases, little glass pieces as souvenirs from county fairs or something like that. Anyway, she had several things like that in her home that I remember. And those were some of the old books also that were hers. And so I wanted to kind of give it that older feeling. So I sort of put a preset on it that was an aged photo with some film grain. And I also put a little bit of a texture on it.
It's very nice. It looks like a little bit like sepia. It's a little more yellow than sepia, I guess.
I like
Very
the wood.
nice.
I like the wood in there too. The wood matches up, helps the picture along.
That's it. This is Dennis.
Yeah, well, I was looking around the house for things too, but out on our veranda, Sharon had this pot with these dead zinnias in it. So I thought, well, you know, that's a good old thing, and put them together in a bouquet. They don't look bad, actually. And I did, there's a little filter on there to sort of make it a little more painterly or something.
I like it. I like it.
Very, very pretty.
Yes.
Dennis, what was your light source there?
Well, as Sharon said, we have a lot of windows with light coming in, so it was sitting on the table there with light coming through the window.
And a black, you had your black thing behind it.
Well, yeah, and I had a black background behind it. And there's a vignette on there, so some of it is darker than it was actually in the original photo.
So you had a black background. Did you have a light coming through the back?
No, it was definitely not coming through the back. It was coming through the window onto the flowers.
Okay. All right, this one's Daryl's.
Yeah, the 17th century mural that I photographed in the antique store was not a good venue to see it. It was poorly lit. But once it was transferred here to these silos, the grain feed mill there, it really worked a lot better, I thought. You could understand the mural idea. You get some idea of the airiness and the scope of it all. Now, maybe the theme, the subject may not necessarily always fit the idea, but I think the animals love the idea of salvation and, you know, the animals who got the feed from this place.
Is this a composite photo?
I think, well, the last time I was there, I didn't see it any longer on the mill there, on those silos. Yeah,
I think it's great that you got Michelangelo to come out to Texas to do that work.
I can't vouch for the fact that it was Michelangelo, but he was certainly inspired by some Renaissance artists, that's for sure. Anything else to help me out? No, okay.
Okay. Homer.
Well, this is the first serious camera I had some 40 plus years ago, and it's just natural light, and there's a sheet over a box behind it, and I shot it on a tripod with my a mirrorless 4/3 camera, and it has a lot of sentimental value to us because Sandy and I had matching cameras some 40 something years ago, and we shot a lot of pictures on Miami Beach. And this was before our marriage, so it was part of our courtship.
I like the composition. I think it's got nice balance.
Thank you.
Okay, this one's Patricia.
All right, I call that's my rogues gallery. Actually, those are family portraits. Each one is done by a professional photographer, and I picked those because Papa is done in sepia, and then my grandmother in the black and white. There's all three are slightly different. The dressing table was my grandmother's, so everything there was old, including the photographer, me.
We're not starting to sell portraits.
I had some natural light, but I also used my Christmas present I bought myself, which was a Loom Cube, a little panel mini for the left-hand side to throw a little light on the candle, and the curtains were a little darker over there.
Nice.
Yeah, the lighting worked very well.
Thank you.
I like the composition. I like the floral curtains behind it because they kind of look like the same era.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Thank you. Thank you.
That might be the last one of the assignment photographs. I'm going to switch back over to this presentation, and the winner, the winner is Sandy.
Hey, Sandy.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Sandy.
Thank you.
So you have won a gift card. It's a promo card for $25 with Digital Pro Labs that you can use on a photo, whichever size, I think up to what is 16 by 20.
Thank you.
And we're working on getting those codes. So you'll be getting an email with the code to use that. Okay. All right, so it's 7:30. We have time to go into some more of our photos. New share back here. Let's do the color ones first. This one is Homer. Homer, are you muted?
Yeah, he must.
This is at Port Aransas just before Christmas. We had been shut in for so long, we decided we'd take a couple of days off just before Christmas, and I was just walking on the beach and saw these kids with their colorful costumes, and so I took a shot.
Was that the sky, or did you add that in there, Palmer?
No, that's the sky.
Okay. I like the way it kind of brings your eye down to all the different activities in the front there.
like a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was not, it was nice.
Okay, Greg.
Oh, nice.
This shot this of a family friend. We were just walking around downtown, back in Indiana, not San Antonio, and shot this on a wide angle. She had shoes on, and I just thought kind of looked clunky, so I said, hey, look a little more natural if you just take your shoes off. Shot with a Magmod sphere for lighting, and we just did a couple poses, but I thought her expression was great in that one, so that's one I went with. And I liked all the colors. I thought everything kind of went well together.
Yeah, good angles there on the limbs and the sort of a triangulation going there.
Yeah, using the wide angle, you can't really tell the photo here, but the only thing I would really change about this photo is that the green doors kind of tilt inward because of the wide angle. I should have like squared them up and stuff, but yeah.
I don't think you noticed that.
I don't notice that at all. I was just getting ready to say the building is really interesting. Looks old.
Yeah, it's a beautiful back alley entryway.
You say you shot that in Indiana?
Yeah. I grew up in Indiana.
Where?
So I go back. Fort Wayne.
Okay, I grew up in Madison.
Nice.
Okay. This one is Eric's.
Eric had emergency appendectomy Saturday. That's why he's not here tonight.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
he's doing okay. Okay, Beverly.
This is what I had taken a number of years ago in Natural Bridge Caverns, using my little Canon Sure Shot. And the only really thing I did different was I kind of worked with the highlights. Otherwise, I didn't really do much changes to this other than the shadows and that. But I just thought it was kind of an interesting, different thing. So
you got the old.
Yeah.
Yes. Who knows how old?
Pretty old.
Millions, hundreds.
I just think it looks kind of like to me, it almost looks like a face, like a side view of some kind of maybe something out of a horror film.
Yeah, it kind of does. There's some teeth and eyes. Yep.
Yeah.
And a World War I German helmet or something. I don't know what that is.
Got a little antenna up on top. Okay. Albert.
So I shot that in Chicago, Millennium Park, Crown Fountains. I called it Flash because I caught that guy in motion there. Reminded me of the Flash.
Hey, Albert, isn't there usually a picture on this fountain?
There is, and it's on the other side, and it'll spew out water, right? Like if it's out of a mouth or whatever it is, but it's on the other side.
Okay, I thought so.
Mm-hmm. There's two of them actually. They face each other. It was a long exposure. I was trying to get smooth out the water, which I kind of got that effect, but that guy's just started walking across, and I kind of liked it.
Looks like he's running.
That's good. I think that adds interest.
Yes. Okay. Ralph.
Ah, yes. Into the museum again. And this is the infamous Messerschmitt by the Germans. It's very small, single seater. It might have had two, one behind the other. I'm not dead sure, but
is that the precursor to the
Right.
Volkswagen?
It looks like a Volkswagen.
Yep. Messerschmitt made airplanes.
Yeah, if it didn't
I
have
remember the name.
big fenders.
I think after the war, they started making cars.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a grasshopper almost.
It's different.
That it is.
Not sure why that one didn't work out. That's lovely.
A single seat, maybe. Can't even take anybody on a date in that car.
Yeah, I need the
Behind you.
extra large version of it though, because that thing would be too small for me to, my big tall guy get in there, you know.
Oh, look, he's got a smiley face on his antenna, or somebody does. Maybe that's on that Jeep. I can't tell.
No, it's on this one.
Yeah, there's a smiley up there.
Yeah, it's a three-wheeler too, if I remember.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I can believe that by the wide front. Yeah.
Okay. Sandy.
Okay, this was the same trip as Homer's Beach at Port Aransas as Homer's beach picture. We went to the birding center there, and I've been there several times, and they have more birds this time than I've ever seen. And if you haven't been there in a while, since Hurricane Harvey, they've erected a new viewing platform, a really nice metal walkway and metal viewing platform. It's really, really nice. And I just thought these three pelicans would look like they might be posing for a portrait. And I wondered if I should have taken out the wooden thing that's coming up behind them.
Yeah, that probably would have helped.
Yeah. I'm looking at the reflection down in front of them, and it looks almost like a zigzag, which is kind of almost representative of how their beaks are.
Yeah.
I like the way you zoomed in and cropped everything out.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the grouping, the three eyes. That's
Yeah.
all of a sudden, that's all I can see are the three eyes.
They say groupings of three is very
Powerful.
powerful and pleasant to the eye.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oops. Dennis.
Yeah, there's another pelican. This was down in Rockport, and it's, I don't know, it's your classic bird on a stick picture, I guess. But he was just sitting there and allowed me to get real close, so I took the picture. In fact, he ignored me totally.
They really do like to pose. They really are funny birds.
Dennis, did he get caught in the sludge, or is that his natural color?
No, that's his natural color.
That's a brown.
They have different colored ones down there.
They have the brown and the white, and the brown one has like a little yellow on his crown there, the forehead, like.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, that's the brown one. The white ones are very pretty too. White one, I think what Sandy had was the white ones.
I've seen brown ones before.
Mm-hmm. I think the brown ones are there year round. The white ones migrate because they come up through Canyon Lake going north, and then they come back through and overnight on Canyon Lake going south in the fall. But
I
the
didn't
brown
know
ones
that.
are out there all the time.
Okay. This is mine. This is actually just water dots that had on a glass plate with my iPad underneath it. And it was just some random abstract photo that was under it that the drops of water were picking up.
Ah, okay.
Cool.
Very nice.
Very nice.
It is nice, Melissa.
Thanks. It's something different.
It's just too creative. I hate it.
One of my favorites.
It's been the winter day, yeah.
The color and the swirls, and you've almost got the, I never pronounce it right, the Fibonacci spiral kind of as a composition. It's really cool.
As I said, it's period. I worked and worked and worked really hard on these photos, but in the end, sometimes it's still purely accidental. What you get. Okay, Daryl.
New Yorker.
Oh, that's your new car?
Looking for something old. And this New Yorker popped into my vision up in Blanco. And I think, as you can see, it's everybody that's familiar with Chrysler realize that's not the factory color.
Lots of texture,
Yes.
leading lines.
Natural light.
You gotta start waxing that a bit.
Looks like you could use a power wash first or something.
I wonder if that would help.
I don't know.
I like the lines, the repetition of the lines in there.
Mm-hmm. And even the words, they're so straight across. Okay.
The texture and the colors are rather similar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's yellow up there in the whatever that is. It looks like
The rusty stuff or whatever.
rust. I'm not sure. Looks like pollen.
A lot of that looks like lichens.
Yeah. This is hollies.
This is an older picture that I wasn't sure which category was going to get submitted to PSA, but it's one that has gotten a little bit more views and comments on Flickr. So I thought I'd like to get a judge's perspective on it. And, it's just a little peppermint. It was a Macro Monday challenge for, I think it was either sugar or candy. And it was just a little round peppermint on a mirror. And I had some like glittery, sparkly beads or something in the background to create the bokeh. So just something kind of simple and sweet. Would love any feedback if you feel like it should be sharper or more vibrant or more contrast. Any suggestions? Welcome.
I'm afraid
No,
if
I
it were
think-
too sharp, it wouldn't grab your attention somehow. It'd just be too mince or something. I like it this way.
I think it's very nice.
The negative space and the green contrasts so well with the red and the white with the reflections.
And that you brought up an interesting point, because I think we have negative space
For February.
next month.
Uh-huh.
And I was wondering, see, I like the way your bokeh is in that. And is that considered part, if you have a bokeh in it, is that considered part of your that still is a negative space?
I think so.
I think as long as your subject takes up less than 25% of your photo, then that would work.
Okay, good.
That's good information. Okay. Sharon.
So we were down at not Port Aransas, at Rockport, and we went out on the Bay of Aransas on a boat. Now we're about 300 or 400 feet from this fellow. I could barely see him, and I was playing with my 600 millimeter lens And I actually I got one picture of like him with the berry. I have one picture of a whooping crane with a crab in his mouth, but it wasn't as clear. The crab wasn't as clear as the berry. So it's my first attempt at anything quite like that from that kind of distance. We would see white bumps in the grass, and then if you had binoculars or if you had my big lens, I could see more. But it was quite a challenge. The boat, of course, is moving and the birds moving. And so I had 1,500 photographs when I came home, of which there were probably 6 good ones, you know.
We did that last year. We took one of those boats out, and I think I had about 2,000 pictures of blurry birds.
Yeah, it is a challenge, but it was a beautiful day, and we had a lot of fun. So
It's hard enough to use those big lenses, but to be on a boat,
Right.
it's even more challenging.
yeah, it was challenging, but it was exciting, especially when I got home and there were a couple of pictures that you could actually.
That's really nice, Jim.
That's an interesting thing. You never really know if you have anything usable until you get home and look at a bigger screen.
You know, the crop that you did here is very effective. I think it's really good.
Thank you. Yeah, because it was, you know, the bird was a pretty small part of the picture, actually. But yeah, I took out, there was more water, obviously, and a whole lot more grass. But
Okay. That's the end of color. So on to black and white. Ralph. Ralph, are you muted?
I'm sorry. Okay, BMW, you can see all that at the bottom. It's a Czechoslovakian. So yeah, I softened the background a bit so it would be easier to separate. It was color, and I just worked the black and white in Lightroom to give it a interesting tonalities. And the trunk is up and open. You can see the thing popping up in the back.
I wonder what that was. That's like the trunk, you mean?
It is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it needed a dorsal fin.
What year is it, Ralph?
It's a 1942.
BMW 42 during the war?
No, it's black. I'm sorry, it's black and white. I misread that. It's it's called a Tatra from Czechoslovakia. A Tatra.
Okay.
Can you see the text at the bottom of the image?
No, I can't.
No.
Fortunately, I can. I don't know why you can't.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Can't read
Oh,
it.
yeah, black and white, not BMW. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. It's a saloon, which is a fancy word for sedan, the British.
I think the lighting is good. It's got nice highlights, but there's nothing that glares or
Right.
no
It
blinking.
looks shiny, nice and shiny. What color was it?
Silver.
Silver. It kind of does look like it might be silver in this.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Sandy.
Okay, this was taken a few years ago, one of our first trips to Big Bend. And I wanted to give it a little bit of an older effect. I wish I'm not happy with the composition, particularly because I wish the yucca worked directly behind the tumbleweed or whatever that is.
Great depth of field, though. I mean, you can.
I guess if I had moved one direction or another, it might have worked better.
Sandy, if your focus is just the tumbleweeds, you can cut in and crop it vertical or square. I mean, right now with the depth of field and the mountains in the background, it's a wonderful landscape.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the composition is very, very good.
You don't think it detracts for them being just right straight in a row like that?
No.
It's interesting.
Okay, okay.
But it's kind of a leading, your eye is led from the tumbleweed to the, whatever that other thing is there, out to the landscape beyond, so.
Okay, okay, that makes me feel better. Thank you.
Okay. Greg.
Shot this in another parking garage. There was no wind. She was whipping her dress back and forth to create the movement. And the tricky part of that is with all models, when they do that, is to keep their expression the same and their head in the same position and you know, just really move their one arm around. I usually have them hold the dress with their thumb and middle finger while they're whipping it, just for a better looking photo. And then she has it kind of there, but I usually have them I call it a rock star stance, where one foot's pointed towards me, towards the camera, and then one foot is slightly pointed to the other area, and that usually shows off the legs. Gives a nice shape to the legs and stuff.
Thought you must have used a fan or something.
No, we probably did this 50 times and maybe got 2 good photos out of it. You know, it's all about the expression and getting the dress at the right, you know, and it was a long, heavy dress. So she really made something out of nothing.
Hey man, when you shoot these models, do you have an assistant, or is it always just you and the model? Are you on your own?
Well, next time I'm taking you, Scott. Yeah, it's usually just me and the model. Once in a while, they'll want to take a chaperone or something, but usually it's just one-on-one. And I like, my favorite thing to do is get in the car with the model and just drive around town and look for the light. I don't like shooting in one spot because all the photos are going to look the same. Right. And I usually, you know, so I usually tell the model, like, hey, just block out 3 hours. We might not shoot that long, but, you know, and just bring a bunch of dresses, and depending on the background and the light, and, you know, hey, put that outfit on, or, you know, change it up this way or whatever. But yeah, my main thing is just drive around, gives many different looks with wherever the light looks the best.
Do you primarily shoot natural light, or do you also use off-camera flash?
It's that one. I'm sure that one's natural up front and the flash in the back to give her a little separation from the back. But anymore, it's pretty much 90% with the flash.
Okay. I got a ton of questions, man, but I'll holler at you about it later.
No, hey, we still got to shoot, and it's open to anybody. You know, as soon as everybody gets their shots, let's do a posing class or something.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
Right. That kind of all got shut down when COVID hit.
Yeah.
Greg, I was going to tell you that I really love how strong her legs look, and her pose is really fierce. And my only suggestion, which I didn't write anywhere, is her right hip and buttock. There's just like a little bubble in her dress right at her hip and right at her buttock that I would probably liquefy and smooth out.
Okay.
Yeah. I see that, like right at her waist.
Yeah, right there. Yep.
Right down by her, where her hips kind of jutted out.
Good to know.
Hey, one last question, man. Where are you actually located at? Are you in New Braunfels, or where are you?
I'm out by the New Braunfels airport.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay. Oops. Holly.
This was it was like a prompt for a long time ago, probably 7, 8 years ago, called Shooting Through Glass. And so I wanted to try to get a cat sitting on glass tabletop. This cat's no longer with us. This is how old this photo is. And I must have tried for 20 or 30 minutes to get this cat to sit still, to try to get it, like I had everything positioned under the table, looking straight up through the glass, and he just wasn't having any of it. So, but with him taking off with his one paw, I call it cat pad, with his one paw kind of on the glass and everything else blurred in motion as he's leaping off the table, I ended up kind of liking. But I didn't know if anybody else would like it. So I thought I'd submit it this month and get some feedback.
I think it's pretty cool. I've got a cat, so yeah. And do you know what they call those pads?
No, I don't.
They call them beans.
Beans, how cute.
I like it because it's unique. I like that.
It won't hurt my feelings if someone doesn't like it. So that's fine.
I do. I like it. You can tell what it is. I mean, you can tell that it's a cat, but that the focus is on his foot.
Yeah, there's no doubt there. It really draws you in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Eric.
Oh, I wish he was here because I love this picture.
I know. This is a really cool picture.
Something very sophisticated about it in its simplicity, I think.
Yeah, he could sell this to hotels or just about any coffee shop.
I'd like to know what's behind that lighted background. It almost looks like human skin.
Got nice texture.
Maybe
whatever it
just
is.
a wall or a table. I don't know. Beverly.
Okay. I couldn't decide whether this one looked better in color or black and white. So if anybody has an opinion, this was not using a flash. I was using the light that was in the cave, their lighting. And I was running the ISO up pretty high. So.
I think I like the color. I'm not sure why. Maybe just the lighting or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't decide which looked better. And
I was
so,
going to say I like the black and white, but now I'm thinking I need to put them next to each other now. Probably not knowing even so.
I think the color might be a little better.
Yeah, I think I like the color better also.
Yeah.
I can see
you tell more what it is.
I can see more of a face in the black and white, like the teeth and the eye kind of.
Yeah, the
the black and
shadows,
white. There's more.
shadows more defined. I think the black and white is very nice.
So we're no help at all, Beverly.
No, it's a split.
Well, I was just going through a bunch of my old pictures, and I had one day we'd been at the cave, and it was one of those days when they were just letting you walk through years ago. And so I was just playing around with my camera and just taking pictures of the formations, which I think is kind of neat. So anyway.
It's just so darn humid down there.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Daryl.
Well, that's seen better days.
I thought it was one of Ralph's car pictures.
The brakes just weren't very good.
Daryl, are you muted?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No, it's an old grain binder. And just had to try to make it look as old as I could by making an older looking photograph out of it. And I don't know if it worked or not.
I think it did.
Yeah.
Including the corner of the photo up here on the left-hand top.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't get any of the old spots of fungus in there on the surface or cracks or anything like that. I've got to work on that. Jerry wondered what it was, which kind of surprised me because Jerry's got an agricultural background too. But after I explained it to him, he understood.
Yeah, in antiquities, right?
Antiquities.
Okay. Homer.
This is on the road from Santa Fe to Taos, and just a roadside cemetery. I have a correction to make. This is the actual sky. The color photo I had afternoon on the beach, that sky I did put in. I knew I had two pictures, one of which I put the sky in, one of which I didn't. But this is the actual sky.
Spectacular clouds.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
It's going to be 2 demerits.
Okay.
Okay. Sharon.
This is Rockport, and we walked around the marina and I took a picture. I was processing this probably 10 minutes before the cutoff time. So we may find some errors in there if we try hard enough, but there were wires and telephone poles and things that I took out. It must be bedtime. What's that?
8 o'clock.
Sounds very sinister.
Sorry, that's our clock.
So there's a skeleton sitting over there on the dock. He's been
Yes.
a while.
There is. I thought about putting that corner in there. I thought, well, then I'd knock off the skeleton. There's also a pirate flag there if you can pick it out.
Yes.
Kind of above the skeleton. Pirates and that kind of stuff seems to be a big deal in Rockport. We were only there for a couple of days, so I need to learn more about the history of Rockport, obviously. But it was a fun couple of days till it started raining.
Okay. This one's mine. I put the story of this out on our Facebook page, but for those of you that haven't seen it, these items that belong to my father-in-law and mother-in-law, they were both in the Navy during World War II. They met while they were in the Navy. The book behind is his flight log. He was learning to become a pilot, and he just about had his wings when the war ended, and they didn't actually discharge him, but they sent him home. And this book on the left was his address book. And inside of his flight log were these 3 items. This one, I believe, was his, some kind of insignia. I didn't look it up, so I don't really know what it was other than they were both in the Navy. So it was a naval insignia. And this is my mother-in-law in 1945. So she would have probably been in her early 20s. And then this photograph back here, she is in this picture. I want to say she's on the right. She actually did bomb calibration in Dahlgren, Virginia, and that's what they're doing. They're measuring using this scope, and there's a specific word for this scope that she told us, and for the life of me, I can't think of what it is called. But they measured. They would do bomb drops close to a target because the targets were wood and they didn't want to rebuild them every time they hit them. So they would target next to the target so they wouldn't have to rebuild. And then they would go out and measure how close and all that. And then these are their dog tags, both of their dog tags. So all of these things, except for the dog tags, were inside this book.
Nice story.
With them.
So did he continue his flying or did he just?
No, he did not. They both went to school, and he became an engineer, a mechanical engineer, and she became a teacher.
Interesting.
And then raised kids, 4 kids. So no, he didn't finish. He didn't continue on as a pilot. He did have an interest in it.
I imagine.
So yeah, it was a really interesting story, kind of a love story thing. They met there, and then they, I want to say they got married and went to school, and then she had to take off a year because she became pregnant. And she left her first child with her mother so that she could finish her schooling. So lots more to the story, but for another day. Oops. All right, Dennis.
Yeah, that's down at Rockport again, and just out wandering around in that, what kind of bird is that, Sharon?
I think it's a heron.
A heron, yeah, okay. Was sitting on top of this thing, and so I went to take a picture, and I got it just as he was taking off. And it's in silhouette because the sun was unbelievably bright, and, so they showed up black.
Good technique, Dennis.
Albert.
So this is a shot in Chicago again. It was the building that was across the street from the hotel that I was staying at. I just found the architecture pretty interesting. You don't see that kind of stuff anymore. There towards the top, but more than anything else, I kept wondering, who lives there and what is their view? And I wonder what they think about when they look out, because it was just like directly across my the hotel room that I was staying at, and I would look at it every morning, just wondering if somebody was on the other side.
You were wondering if somebody was looking back, huh?
Exactly. So that's why I called it view out the window.
There's
But,
a face up above that circle.
yes, it was quite interesting.
It's almost European or Italian looking, the faces, in some of the old Italian palaces and things. Very interesting.
So going with something old theme.
And that is the end. Back to the presentation. All right, so we have completed January, and February's theme is negative space. And that is everything we have for tonight. Does anybody have anything before we conclude our meeting?
Sorry.
I just want to remind Dennis, Melissa, and now that Scott's here, if y'all can stick around for a second so we can talk about the interclub competition.
Okay.
Yep.
Scott signed off. He left a little while ago.
Oh, did he?
Gosh.
We failed to tell him that.
Okay. Has anybody been watching those videos? How many people went out to the Dropbox and got that video on high key and low key?
I haven't yet. It's on my list of things to do.
I was confused. I was thinking it was on the YouTube, but you say it's on Dropbox?
Yeah, we created a Dropbox account just to put that video in.
It's not on our YouTube?
No, it's not because it might be proprietary.
Oh, well, not everybody has access to our Dropbox.
Well, it's not in our Dropbox.
Oh,
I created a Dropbox and I sent the link to everybody in the club.
oh, well,
Would you mind sending the link out again?
Okay, I'll send it out again tomorrow.
Okay, thank
The only reason I need everybody to download it as soon as possible so you'll have an opportunity to watch it, because I got
Okay.
another video I need to put in the Dropbox.
okay.
Yeah, I had looked for it, but I had looked for it on the YouTube channel, so.
No, the one on high key and low key is and the video is from the speaker that we had for our club a while back, Lisa.
Olango.
Yeah, so it's a really good video. Okay, if you miss it, shame on you. Okay, because it's really
Yeah,
good.
if you send it back out again, because I think I've overlooked that somehow.
Okay. All right. Other than that, I mean, are y'all catching any of the videos that I put out on the calendar?
Yes,
Okay. Is that something worthwhile or is it a waste of time?
no, I'm enjoying them. I missed a couple that I signed up for, but I've got them on my calendar, and there's some coming up this week that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
It's a nice way to spend staying home day, which is what we're doing mostly.
Okay. All right.
They're
Cool.
good videos, Victor. I've been enjoying them.
Mhm.
Great. Okay. I know the ones I've been able to sit in on have been pretty good. And I know we can't catch them all. And when I can, if I'm able to record them, I am. So the ones that I've been able to record, I'll be putting up in the Dropbox as well. So they'll be coming. I just wanted everybody to get that one on low key and high key photography before I had to pull it down.
Okay.
Melissa, you want to do it around the room?
Sure. Anything else, Dennis?
Nope.
Beverly?
Nope. Nope. Oh, where'd it go?
Victor?
Well, just for you and Dennis.
Okay. Sharon?
No, nothing.
Daryl?
Yeah, just a reminder that we've got this beautiful flash here that I'm sure you advanced flash people would appreciate. So let me know if you want it.
Frank?
I'm good.
Sandy?
No, just thanks everybody for the votes.
Marty?
Good, thank you.
Bill?
I'm good, thank you.
Holly?
I have a question for Victor. The screen recording of tonight's meeting, are we going to load that onto our YouTube channel and share it with our minutes for this month?
Yes, we are. So okay. I'm assuming the minutes are going to go up on the website.
Yes.
Okay. And the board minutes are going to go up on the website as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't done that, but I think they probably should, don't you?
Yes.
Good. Okay. But yeah, tonight's video of the meeting will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. And I believe you've put a link to the YouTube channel on the website?
Yes.
All right. Great.
Hey, Brian.
I have nothing. I just wanted to say how much I enjoyed my first meeting and look forward to the next one.
Good to have you, Brian.
Good to see you,
Welcome.
Sandy.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Albert,
I'm good, thank you.
Tony,
And I just want to say thank you to everyone as well for the first meeting being. I really enjoyed seeing your photos and hearing the stories behind them. And I look forward to being a part of the society for this year. So thank you.
Super.
Nice to have you.
welcome again. Ed,
No, don't have anything. Thanks.
Jerry,
Good, thank
and Greg.
Nope, all good.
Okay. We are concluded. See you guys next month.
Good night.
Good night,
Everybody
everybody.
stay safe. Okay, listen, in regard to the interclub competition,
Okay.
the Dennis and Scott, you both have photos that scored 9s.
Yeah, but I don't think if we're going to be on a selection committee, we shouldn't be judging our photos.
Well, I understand that, okay, but I think what we could do is we just got to whittle it down to 6.
Right.
Okay. And the, so maybe what I'd like to do is, you know, the 3 of us can get together, go through what we've collected so far. Okay. And when it comes to your photos and Scott photos, we can stick them to the side. Okay. And pick 6. But then I'd like to have the leeway to take the 6 that we pick and then put them up against yours and Scott's, okay, with 2 other people looking at them to see if anything should go forward. Because I don't want it to be like the playoffs for the NFL to where, you know, we're sending photos that are scoring 7 and 8s just because we didn't have enough to pick from.
No, that's okay, as long as I'm not having to have an opinion about my own photos. That's fine.
Okay.
So
Oh.
Victor,
Yeah.
if you guys want to narrow it down, do you want me to serve as kind of a, I don't know, help out after the fact when you get down to that point?
Well, you're the president, so however you want to run it is up to you, because the president appoints the committee chairman, and you appointed me, but you serve on all committees. Okay.
Okay.
My suggestion is that you let the 3 of us do what we're going to do, but then I want to take what we come away with, add Scott's and Dennis photos to it. And I was going to go out to Amanda and Ray and ask them to review them and give me their comments.
That's
Okay.
a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I know we're pushed for time. So whenever, and that's why I was hoping, I didn't know that I should have said something sooner. I didn't know Scott was going to take off.
Do you know, maybe go ahead and give Amanda a heads up that you're going to be doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Dennis, when do you think is the soonest we can put something together as far as getting together?
Well, I can get together any time. I mean, I don't know that there's any dates. You want to do it like, I guess pick a date. I can do it pretty much any time.
Okay.
But we got to come up with who you've got all the photos that have 9s, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I've got the 4 people who had sent new photos.
So what we need from you, Dennis, is the leftover photos from the first submission,
Right, I got those.
the new photos.
Right, got those.
All right, send those to me in a WeTransfer.
Okay.
Okay. And then I will I will copy all the photos that have received 9s from all the critiques that we've done into that folder as well. But what I'll do is I'll pull yours and Scott's, okay? And that won't even be in consideration when the 3 of us meet.
Okay.
Right? We'll select the 6 best of what's left, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell Amanda our conundrum in that these photos are from 2 of our judges, and they didn't feel like they could review their own photos, but we need some help in looking at these. And that's when, and we'll get their input, and then we'll have another meeting and go from there. I don't want to say that's, they got the final say, because we need your input. You got to make sure, I know what's key is to make sure we're not submitting photos that are competing against each other.
Right, absolutely.
Okay. And then
and we got to make sure we don't submit a photo that was submitted. We need to eliminate all 6 of those that were sent the last time.
Right. So yeah, those should be moved over into a separate folder so they're not accidentally selected again.
Yeah, well, I can take them out. I don't know what Victor's got them on. I have all of those photos.
Okay, well, just send me. Well, I got them too, because I've got a copy of last month's PowerPoint, and I got all 6 photos across the top of that slide.
Okay, so you know which ones we sent, right? Yeah. Okay, as long as we know which ones we're excluding, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, they're actually in this month's presentation as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move them to the end for next month's meeting.
I didn't understand that. What?
They're in this month's presentation as well, in January's presentation as well, but I'm going to move them to the end. I mean, anything we're not using for a current meeting, I'm kind of shoving to the end of the presentation so that we're not using those for the current presentation, just so that I don't have to rebuild the slides. Then I can use it again once all those next 6 are selected and we get scores back.
Yeah, you just replace the photos at the top of the page. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll get you those photos first thing tomorrow morning. I'll send you a WeTransfer with those photos.
Okay, and I'll get in touch with Scott and tell him what we're working, and then I'll touch base with Amanda tomorrow and get something working.
Yeah, and it would be nice if on the people on the selection committee had a couple days or so to review. I don't know, were you going to put them in a folder so we can all?
Yeah, send me what you got, and I'll figure out. I'll add the ones that aren't yours and Scott's. Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you don't need to send them to me. Let me send you the 9s that I have. Okay. You can create one folder and then send it, and then send that one folder back to me and Scott.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
All right. So you'll send me something by WeTransfer, and I'll put them all together and I'll send it out to you and Scott.
And then after we have it, we'll have a couple of days to review them. And then we'll set a day for the 3 of us to do a Zoom and go through them.
Okay.
Actually, Scott hasn't been notified. He's on the committee. He volunteered, said he would do it if no one else did.
Okay.
I was waiting to see if anyone else did. And so tonight we determined that no one else did. I'll send him an email as soon as we finish here and let him know that he has been, he's going to be serving and he'll hear from you.
Okay, well, do me a favor, Melissa, when you send that
Mhm.
email and tell him
Yeah.
that, thank him for his service
Mhm.
and
Yes.
tell him to get in touch with me to set up.
Yes, I will do that.
The thing, okay?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Okay.
Hey, congratulations, Dennis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's see.